Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for tuning into this one. I have been receiving a lot of comments, and I know that a lot of you do have various questions, and unfortunately I can't answer all your questions because some of them I do not know, and that's a fact. I follow different programs. I try to get as much information to bring to you and hopefully shed some light on how you can go about securing those opportunities. That's really what I do, but don't think I'm an expert in knowing all the details that surrounds all these cadet schemes out there. But one important one that I'm really working on right now, which opens on in a few days, is the BA Speedbird program. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because a lot of you are working on your CVs. I know some of you have reached out to me. I know that some of you would want me to look at your CV, but you have to believe that first of all, I do not have enough time for myself, and my schedule. I got back this morning. I've not really had a full night's sleep yet because, I got back really early in the morning, and I just thought I needed to share this because I'm going to get really busy during the week as well. I may not have time to really cover this again, but I hope that you guys find value in this one. The purpose of this one is to prepare you for that motivation question, and I have that page up here, which once you create your application, the step 4, this is from the BA Speedbird guide that they've released. It's on their page. This is nothing that I've come up with. It's right there, so you go ahead and look through this, read it through. I've read through it, and it's really similar to what you did for some of you that are doing it again, it's really similar to what you did last year. And I'm hoping that most of the questions will even be really similar so that you can hopefully do well. But the key thing here is your motivation question. It says once you have confirmed your eligibility, you can create an application. As part of this, we would ask you to answer the following question. And it says, how are you actively interested in a career in aviation? Let's start with that. What have you been doing to actively, and you can see it's in bold statement, right? It's highlighted in bold. It's bolded rather. And the reason why this is important is because they don't want to see that you just all of a sudden found this opportunity and you thought, oh, let me just apply because I want to be a pilot, but you have no active interest or no active participation in the world of aviation, or you're not really involved in anything. And this is where I always urge that some of you that have the ability to maybe do some of these glider programs, or even just taking some flight lessons, or some of you that have people like mentors or part of being aviation organizations out there, whether they are for aspiring pilots, whether they are for people that are just trying to find opportunities in the aviation industry. So I'm talking about people that maybe have interest in being a aviation maintenance technician, or maybe it's someone in aircraft dispatcher world, or someone that is a flight attendant. Those are all showing that you're actively interested in the aviation industry. And I hope that this would help some of you to be able to answer this question honestly and also in a unique way. And that's really because this will be read, this will be looked upon. And, your CV is very important, of course, but your ability to answer these questions honestly in a unique way, and also somehow convey your interest that you're really motivated to be in the aviation industry, is important. So that is the first part. Now, what have you been doing so far to pursue this? And how has this motivated you to apply to the Speedbird Pilot Academy? Now, what have you been doing? Okay, and it's all similar, all right? What have you been actively doing in the process? Have you been taking flight lessons? Have you been looking into different opportunities? Have you been saving up money to be able to pursue a modular program? Have you maybe been part of aviation organizations? Have you been volunteering for some aviation organization events? Do you have a mentor that really inspires you on a regular basis? The list goes on, all right? But the point here is your ability to show that you are really interested in becoming a pilot is key. Now, one of the best ways that I've seen that really conveys this information in a clear way is to start with what got you interested in aviation. Okay, so maybe you started at a young age being interested in aviation, right? That's probably something that got you interested in it, then how have you built on that interest over time? So that is, maybe you've been following maybe you have some mentors that inspires you. Maybe you have an uncle, dad, brother, whatever, a family member, a friend that has consistently encouraged you to pursue the career as in the aviation industry. Then of course you can move on to talk about maybe the challenges, right? Because you can see, what have you been doing, right, so far to pursue this, right? And that is where your challenges can come in. What are the challenges you've experienced that has probably prevented you from being able to achieve that goal? But your ability to stay persistent, all right, and to stay motivated despite your challenges is really one of the things that is maybe leading you to apply to the Speedbird program. Of course, you all have unique stories, so don't minimize your story. Don't think that your story is not unique. Don't think that your story is everybody has the same challenges, especially money. That is true, but even though we all have this money challenge when it comes to pursuing a career in the aviation industry, going through pilot training, the truth is that what sparked your interest, your unique set of challenges will be different from the other person, even though the bulk of it might just be money, but you may have a very unique background that makes your story stand out. And that's really what you want to do. Excuse me. Now you can say, what are we looking for? Tangible, specific reasons for why you're applying, showcasing your originality. Okay, so that's something that I've mentioned already. Actions you have taken, big or small, to research and pursue a career as a pilot. We can't give you examples here as we want to hear your unique journey. Okay, there's so many ways that if truly you are interested in this as a career, you would have stories to share. And your goal is just to put this down in a nice, concise, but also convincing way, all right, to the person reading it. The next thing is why both the Speedbird Pilot Academy and British Airways specifically appeals to you. And this is where, you can think about this question in two ways. Why do you want to become a pilot? Right? Why British Airways? So if you can really have your important reasons to why you want to be a pilot, the challenges, what has motivated you to keep pursuing that would answer the first part of this. The second thing is why British Airways? Why do you want to work for British Airways? What do you think appeals to you? All right, if you end up becoming British Airways, or what is appealing about this offer, right, to you as a candidate willing to, sacrifice so much and, of course, hopefully become a pilot for British Airways? Those would be questions that you need to be able to address. Now, one thing you don't want to do, or a few things you don't want to do, it says what we are not looking for: vague, unclear reasons for why you're applying, answers written by ChatGPT. Of course, don't do that. It's always best to use things like Microsoft Word, Apple Pages, HAP. Write out your own thoughts in a clear way. Break it into portions, all right? So think about what got you interested in aviation. Think about how you have consistently or actively pursued that interest to make it a reality, or that dream to make it a reality. Then the challenges that has maybe impacted you, right? Then the next thing would be how you've been able to overcome the challenges, or how British Airways program, for example, the Speedbird program, could help you reach your goals. And then, last but not least, why you really want to be part of the BA world, all right? BA family, something like that. It is important that you really, find ways to write this out yourself. Of course, use the spell checkers. Make sure that your sentences are right. No spelling errors, things like that. Punctuations are in the right places. That would make your letter or your write-up more easily read. It becomes easily understood by somebody on the other side. Last year is answers that do not link to British Airways, our values, or the Speedbird Pilot Academy. Now, in my previous videos on this British Airways Speedbird program, I've covered things like finding values, mission statements, and the things that BA stands for, and the how they motivate you. And these things still apply even up until now, because as you can see, they want to see how you are able to tie your own values, your own vision, your own mission, your own dreams with that of BA as well, because that will make you you'll be a right fit for that BA culture. And that's something that you need to go and dig into, which is why you always want to look into that BA Better World document, just to see what their values are, what they stand for, the things that they are doing to make the world a better place. You want to be part of it. You want to buy into it, because even as you go further down this process, and as you do your interviews, those things will come in very handy for you, and you'll be able to use them as talking points to show how interested you are in working for BA as a pilot. I hope that this helps some of you out there. If you have found value in this one, please don't forget to drop a like on it. I would love to see you in the next one.